Chopper John. I want Chopper John to, you understand? Because what I'm going to point out now with Chopper John, right, is the level of cronyism, nepotism, right, and skullduggery as it relates to the Jamaica Labour Party. Now, earlier, Melting Pot said something in his presentation as it relates to the People's National Party. And if we be careful of what Melting Pot said that the People's National Party, as it relates to the political candidates that are representing us, right, based on meritocracy. They are educated, right? They are someone who have the skill level, right? The capability, the skill set. Now, we are talking about a series of corruption as it relates to the Jamaica Labour Party, right? Doing their skullduggery, right? Doing their nepotism. Now, people, I want you to look at this. I want you to look at this as it relates to Chopper John. Let me say this. Chopper John, who has a master's certificate. I don't know if that is fooling Chopper John. Chopper John, a master's certificate is not a master's degree. Rattigan, let me talk to them now. A master's certificate is not a master's degree. This is something that you go, this is a course level work where that done for 1 year. Anybody can do that? So we don't want you to be fooling the people to the fact that you have a master's certificate in the culinary arts. You are telling yourself that you have a master's degree. So take it tonight, and then guess what? The People's National Party, the Jamaica Labour Party, putting you on the school board. This is why, look here. You tell me now, in terms of the Jamaica Labour Party, putting this man who doesn't have a degree, don't have a degree. People read it. Right? And a school. Now to do what? Why Chopper John is on a school board? So then tell me now, you have a master certificate, right? Where you might take on an external UWI campus. You understand, a 1-year course, right? And you want to wrap up yourself with people who have them degrees, them bachelor's degrees, them master degrees. You want to wrap up yourself with them and you on board. We don't want a certificate. Master, hey, this is the corruption that we talk about, as it relates to anti-owners led. You understand? And here again, Chopper John, who in the culinary art is now a project manager. Project manager, people, at the Western Children Regional Hospital.
My God.
Chopper John with a master certificate, a 1-year coursework. You never know if we go to the bubbles. I'm going to show the people about you tonight. Wait. Put him up. Look at this now. Look at that. On a school board. To do what? No, to do what? Why Chopper John is on a school board? So then tell me now, you have a master certificate, right? Where you might take on an external UWI campus. You understand, a 1-year course, right? And you want to wrap up yourself with people who have them degrees, them bachelor's degrees, them master degrees. You want to wrap up yourself with them and you on board. We don't want a certificate. Master, hey, this is the corruption that we talk about, as it relates to anti-owners led. You understand? And here again, Chopper John, who in the culinary art is now a project manager. Project manager, people, at the Western Children Regional Hospital.
My God.
Chopper John with a master certificate, a 1-year coursework. You never know if we go to the bubbles. I'm going to show the people about you tonight. Wait. Put him up. Look at this now. Look at that level of madness. Right? Chopper John is no different from the mayor in Portland who gets 75 Would I get 75 out of
10.
Would I get 75 out of 10? Jamaica is no different. And here in Jamaica Labour Party have a man as it relates to nepotism and corruption. Nepotism and the cronyism and the skullduggery as it relates to Andrew Wallace and the level of corruption that we are going to talk about tonight. Look at this behavior now, and let me tell you something. Now, Mr. Belrose, big up yourself because I have to take this clip from you because, Anessa, you highlight the hanky-panky what Chapatan are going with, you know. You understand? So people, want to big up
yeah, man, big up
Chapatan and most every day in the circles, you know. Yes, Chapatan, we are here and we're going to expose it tonight. All right, look at this hanky-panky now, people. You tell me if this is right. This man now who have a master certificate, don't have a degree, want to control people who went to university, studied for 4 or 6 years, having their bachelor's degrees, master degrees, right? In-depth studies. This is a downstead here. This is a nincompoop. You understand? Play, people. Play.
For a conducive learning environment. Of the first segment, the school feud at the St. James High School between the principal and the chairman resulted in the school being closed today. And it is said that a parent-teacher association sent out a closure notice to parents advising that it cannot ensure a conducive learning environment until grievances are fully addressed. And this has been an ongoing contention for the past 3 years. It is said that the principal, Joseph Williams, and chairman, Christopher McCurdy, and for those who don't know who Christopher McCurdy is the same one who calls himself Chopper John West from the chopping block. And there was some brawl at the school Monday, and the principal gave his take where he says, we were having a staff meeting here this morning. McCurdy came and he disrupted the staff meeting. When we asked him to leave so that we could have the staff meeting, he said he would not. I had to call off the meeting, and when I did that, no, he threatened me. He came pointing to my face in a threatening manner. It was quite upsetting. Even the students came and they were up in arms and said that he needs to go. Principal Joseph Williams said the police were later called in and disgruntled staff only went back to work after he appealed to them to do so. Now, McCurdy, that's Chopper John West, gave his take of the whole scenario and stated that Williams was the aggressor. He said since late last year, Williams had an issue with him being board chairman. He said tensions escalated in February after it became evident that he was returned as chairman and alleged that placards were placed at the school gate. McCurdy said when he showed up at school on Monday, Williams threatened to hit him with a bottle, and some staff members also issued threats against him. And so Chopper John blamed the principal, Mr. Williams, and Mr. Williams blamed Chopper John. Now, this is the very same Chopper John who went away after the whole 2016 election, and he came back and him hold couple government posts. So he's the chairman of the St. James High School, and he's also the project manager at the Cornwall Regional Hospital. So him have a whole heap of government, portfolio under him belt. And so when we have schools being disrupted, parents have to out there and work. And when we look, chairman and principal causing the schools to be closed, it does not look good any at all. I'm about to show you one video right now with the big brawl, right? And the school is basically divided right now. Educators have been divided into 2 distinct factions at the school. You have a group comprised of about 12 teachers who refuse to be called by the school principal. And the principal has branded that group as the evil squad. So I don't know what is really going on right now in Jamaica. The teachers are restive over salaries, retroactive, payment that's due unto them. Whole heap of other sectors are restive, you know, on sick out. And when we have another issue like this, chairman and principal, school being divided. ABR family, check out the video and tell me what you think. Now, the Ministry of Education has basically intervened, and Dana Morris Dixon says that they acknowledge the unfortunate breakdown in leadership that has disrupted the school's operation.
All right. Thank you for that, Anissa Belrose, right, to give your analysis on that as well. But I mean, at the end of the day, you understand, Chopper John, who hold a master certificate, right, thinking to himself that he has a master degree, right, and believe now saying big, right? I don't know why the teacher never use all one of them. Sure. Let me just take it away. All right. Now, let us look on some things that follow up as it relates to millions of dollars missing from that school, from the school entity. Right, without any delay, let us go to official claims, multi-million school fraud. Right? And this is the thing as it relates to Jamaica Labour Party. Jamaica Labour Party, when it comes to the Ministry of Education, and you know, they have no interest to develop the ministry. Right? More than rob, more than loot it. That's what the Jamaica Labour Party is known for. Right? Official claims multi-million school fraud. Right? Montego Bay St. James, chairman of St. James High School in the Western City, Christopher McCurdy, wants the immediate intervention of the Ministry of Education after he confirmed a multi-million financial discrepancy at the institution. McCurdy made a disclosure in a letter addressed to MOE, right, Director of Region 4, Dr. Michelle Pinnock, on Friday afternoon. A copy of the letter was obtained by the Jamaica Observer. According to McCurdy, the board has recognized some irregularities in the handling of the school's financial resources. As chairman of the board of management, I regret to inform the Ministry of Education and Youth of egregious financial irregularities that have been uncovered in recent weeks at the institution. These revelations have shown a harsh light upon what has now emerged as a pattern of mismanagement. But let us look on this as it relates to McCurdy concern, right? As it relates to McCurdy claiming that, okay, right, the looting of millions of dollars there, right? We regret to inform the Ministry of Education and Youth of egregious financial irregularities that he so-called uncovered in recent week at the institution. As he said here, these revelations have shown arch light upon what has now emerged as a pattern of mismanagement, procedural negligence, a culture of cronyism and nepotism. So this is what I want to show the people. Here is his concern as it relates to him claiming that the board has discovered, right, millions of dollars missing. But notice, people, what McCurdy is saying here. He said these revelations have shown a harsh light upon what has now emerged as a pattern of mismanagement, procedural negligence, a culture of cronyism and nepotism that has plagued our school for too long. The chairman said, that is McCurdy. Okay, take it away. Something more I try to show the people. Remember, you know, him leak out on nepotism, him leak out on cronyism. Now, look here, people. Right? Let us get into that, honey. Chaps Media, let us go to Chaps Media. Right? Remember, say him leak out on nepotism and cronyism and all of that. But look here now, people. Look on where Chopper John is.
Cornwall Regional.
Not Cornwall Regional. Let us correct that. Western Regional Children Hospital. Right? Not Cornwall Regional.
So here we are on top of the roof at Western Children and Adolescent Hospital, where the team is actively securing all the debris, all the loose boards, plywood, and all that stuff that could possibly be used as a projectile should in case we get hit by Hurricane Beryl later on tonight or tomorrow. This is slated to be a Category 5 hurricane. And what we are doing now is ensuring that everything possibly be
I don't want to see too much time. I don't want to see too much time. Panel, me have going to 15 more minutes. Let me deal with him. I'm going to give you guys the background. You understand, to deal with him. Now, it is McCurdy, as it relates to the paper that we just read, talking about nepotism, cronyism. Now, it is McCurdy, who is at the Western Regional Children and Adolescent Hospital as a project manager. Now, people are talking, and McCurdy just talk about nepotism and cronyism. Now, McCurdy, are you an architect? No. Can you read blueprint? No. We know you can't read a menu. You can chop up a cow foot or two. Yeah, and you can do some brown stew chicken, right, and some French fry. But we don't know if them, want to acquire your skill to be the project manager, right, at the Western Regional Children Adolescent Hospital. And let me show the people at Jamaica your skill level, right? And yet, the Jamaica Labour Party put you there to be the project manager without having any skills. And yet, you're the project manager. Let us get into that. Christopher, yeah, let us get into the display. Let us get into that. So, what nepotism and cronyism and skullduggery looks like. Let us define it to you, McCurdy, because you don't seem to know what nepotism, right? The definition of nepotism, you don't seem to know it. Now, here it is, paper. See here? Christopher McCurdy, Steen of Culinary. I don't know if the site where McCurdy is, right, as a project manager who has to read blueprint, who has to do site testing, right? We're not talking about chicken testing, put things in a meat and testing. We are talking about site testing. Now, skilled culinary professional recognized for a comprehensive knowledge of international cuisine, and you know comprehensive knowledge. Stop and tell the people them that. You just have a master certificate. We're going to show the people them the difference between a master certificate and a master degree, because you act like you have a master degree. Let us get to the education part, where I want to show the people them the education. You understand? That's in the hype up on the principal. You know how the principal, right, after study for his qualification, and you with one 1 year certificate, you understand, they equalize themselves for the principal, you're out and right. Cornwall University, master certificate, hospital food and beverage management, 2013 to 2015. Let us go to the one what you showed now. and come and hype up himself on him, the principal. Principal, yeah, hype up yourself. Teacher people, graduate certificate versus master degree. Teacher certificate typically completed within 1 year. Covers an area within a field. It covers an area within a field. Less stringent admission process. More cost-effective postgraduate option. Now let us cover master degree. Typically completed in 1 to 3 years. Don't brag to the principal, you're out and bright. It covers an entire field. It covers an entire field. More competitive and intensive admissions. Larger time and financial commitment. You know, break yourself, you don't take that away on. Let me talk to the boy. Let me talk to the Jamaica Labour Party and nepotism. Cronyism and skullduggery. Now I'm vexed to know that he went and because of his level of ignorance and low IQ, while he carry on a behavior like that, and show me the panel get fiery, you know. You understand? I'm asking Melting Pot to hit him for me. Melting, hit him.
Well, we are looking at a man who has no qualification outside of culinary arts. And his culinary art, you know, he couldn't even accomplish it within the time frame. They have to give him an extension of a further year. So this man, the only form of qualification he has is to be a propaganda machine for the Jamaica Labour Party. And that's why you say his ignorance got the better of him. Because, you know, he's trying to be what he is not. Going around with a certificate, a master certificate, and, you know, pretending that he has a master degree. So we are looking at a big piece of garbage, you know. And garbage is waste. And that's why he could not, you know, accommodate himself in the space around the principal and teachers. Because he's seeking accreditation when he's not credited to be even on the school board. But these are the breakdown in society that we have coming out of the Jamaica Labour Party. Because how can you take a piece of garbage like Trapper John and place him on so much government board and giving him government contract when this man's supposed to be in the kitchen and scour some dirty pot? This man has no representation in the field of the Ministry of Education because he is not qualified to be around school environment. He is not qualified to be on a building project. The only qualification that we can see so far is a kitchen porter. So he's using his ignorance to solidify claim that he is someone reputable and that people should listen to him. Nobody's going to listen to a chopper. A chopper who has, you know, shown himself to be incompetent in even carrying out the building project. That project run over budget. So now he's coming to talk about nepotism and cronyism when that is firmly leveled at him. Because we know about that children and adolescent hospital down in the western region. Yet that has gone over budget. So this man, as I said, should be in the kitchen and nowhere else. But this is what we get from the Jamaica Labour Party, led by Andrew Holness. They have to seek people who has no relevancy for the job description that they give them. So that is what we call nepotism and cronyism, Chopper John. When you don't have the qualification, but your friend end up give you something over qualified people. So this is why now you bring the school into disrepute. Because as far as I know, you know, ever since Andrew Holness become attached to the Ministry of Education, the Ministry of Education has gone south. Because what Andrew Wallace has done along with his cronies is to desecrate the Ministry of Education office, desecrate the Ministry of Education portfolio, and make it become non-viable for education anymore. Because he and his cronies them has fleeced the Ministry of Education. We know all about the money. And this is why the teacher has left. This is why now we are getting 18% in regional CXC exam. And this is why we see where the moral standard has, you know, evaporated out of the school system. And
all right. 19 pot freeze. I think his Wi-Fi is giving him some problem. So in the meantime, let me just ask Pastor Ricky to chip in here.
Yeah. It goes to show the incompetence of the Prime Minister. If you look at his cabinet, he has a lot of mismatched people in.
And
position.
that is showing that everywhere these people are placed, corruption and violence emerge. So Trapper John, you need to leave that space. And I mean, the school need to get him removed, you know. If everyone, because we are looking at division now in that same institution, we are seeing that one squad is known as the Eagle Squad. So that's a rift that this man has gone in and caused, because you can see he's trying to mobilize a section of those people at the school to get them on his side and to start to like have conflict with the principal. And it's because of this piece of garbage. This is the man that is causing problems. So, I mean, I don't know what the Ministry of Education is doing, because they are bench and body and chamber and all type of thing mixed up together in a one, you know. Yeah. Them coincide with each other. So I don't think the Ministry of Education will shed any light that will, you know, give people the merit of what should be the outcome of this piece of garbage. But I'm asking the teachers, yeah, and even the student from that same institution, to get this man out of an institution. Because if he remain there any longer, that institution will be out of existence. So I yield back to a member of the panel.
And definitely he's only there, you understand, to serve as a GLP medium, you understand, to sell Jamaica Labour Party, right? So I mean, that is a medium in terms of getting votes, right? So that is a political, and that is one of the reasons why, right? He shouldn't be there. He shouldn't be there, right? Pastor Ricky, finish up your thing there.
Yeah, thank you. If he was in America and did that, he would have been escorted off of the school premises. The principal is like the landlord, you know, the overseer of the school, and the vice principal, and then the teachers and, you know, other people that work at the school. He has no business trying to influence educators who earn, the word earn, their degree. Now, he doesn't have a master's degree in engineering. He does not possess a certificate in project management. He's not qualified for the jobs that they have assigned him to do. And this goes to show the problem we have in Jamaica with an incompetent prime minister who, if you look at it in his cabinet, he places people that are not matched for the position that they currently hold. For example, when you look at a PR specialist who's now the head of the health system, the health ministry, that is not a medical doctor. When you look at a national security minister who is a medical doctor but is in the wrong position, that is giving the green light to the police to unalive youths that has not been held with, you know, firearm in their hands. When you look at Fable Williams, who serve in education, but she's actually have a degree from an MBA, like myself, in finance, who should be the minister of finance long time ago, but is just now a couple weeks into this job. So when you go to his cabinet, you will see people that are not matched properly. And it shows the incompetence of this prime minister, that he doesn't know what he's doing. And this is why the country is in a recession, because you can't put someone to manage a multi-million-dollar project and give them he's the head cook and buckle washer at a restaurant in Atlanta, Georgia, in America, but yet he goes to Jamaica and take on a multi-million-dollar project with no skills, no experience. According to his resume, there's no experience on his resume that says that he's qualified. So this is why he brings chaos. You know, the Jamaica Labour Party government and the prime minister is a perfect example. They're chaotic. They create confusion. They create chaos because they're incompetent and they don't know what they're doing. So I'm not surprised that he has done this. But like I said, if he had done this in a school in America, the police would have been there like in a heartbeat. If you call 911, police is there in 3 minutes, and they would have escorted him because he's not the principal. Yes, he's on the board, but nevertheless, if he goes there to interrupt a meeting, then he's the victim. I mean, he's the perpetrator that is causing the problem. They will take him off the premises in a heartbeat. And then the principal, I'm not sure what the laws are in Jamaica as it relates to this, but he can file an injunction in the court to give him a restraining order to stay off the premises, you know, and don't return, because his behavior doesn't demonstrate someone who's of a professional character. He's a criminal, just like the prime minister.
But Pastor Ricky, if you notice, it is the same behavior Terry Longton
What are them?
Right. Same behavior went into the meeting and interrupted. Just like what JAMPJA did. Right, so it seems to be like, you know, a plan, the behavior of the Jamaica Labour Party. That's
the pattern, man, emerging, you know, where they invade people's space and them privacy.
Exactly.
And that's what the prime minister is too. So that's why it trickles down to everybody that follows him.
Exactly. So, Brother Rattigan, I know, because we have a situation here, sir, where we have been seeing where square try to fit into a circle. Right, so please explain to him as it relates to that situation.
Well, Jamaica, land of wood and water, has now become the land of opportunities and prosperity. If you're affiliated with the government, all square pegs trying to fit in round holes. Pastor Ricky said it. And I think there's a gentleman on the chat, Dave Clark, who said it. I don't need to go over that. All the ministers were misplaced. And not only once, but sometimes twice and 3 times misplaced. Now, it is my understanding that to be a project manager, you have to have some understanding of civil engineering, some project management, construction and all of that. And when I look at the thing that you put up, I was hoping I would see, like, you know, say Mick Smarter, is a laborer or something to that effect. But I see where you say that, you know, cut up chicken and some, I think a melting pot must cut up oxtail or something. You have to laugh when you hear them things because them sound so ridiculous. But there is something I'd like to bring to the panel's attention and to everyone's attention, by extension. You know, the Minister of Health, Dr. Christopher Tufton, and by the way, as I think Pastor Ricky mentioned, not a real doctor, not a doctor in the medical field. He's an academic doctor. He said, when he was asked about the biggest mistake he has made regarding the Cornwall Regional Hospital project, and I remember it as clear as if it happened just today. He said the mistake he made, because you know he's a man who don't accept mistakes, just like the rest of them. But when he was cornered and said, "Hey, tell us about this thing because of the overrun, the cost overrun," he said, "We hired local tradesmen, men and women who are skilled in building commercial buildings, residential buildings, but not hospitals." He said, I found out that it takes a different kind of skill to build a hospital. And he said, as a result of that, because he said the guys that we hired, them can build apartment buildings, but building a hospital is different. And he said, as a result of that, I went out and I obtained assistance from people in the diaspora who have experience in building hospitals to come to Jamaica and assist with the project. Now, Mr. Minister, if you have that understanding that it takes a certain skill to build a hospital, then how could you take a man with a certain skill to cut up chicken, to put him up there so, and not him name Chopper, right? So, I don't understand this. And again, you know, it come down to the Prime Minister, because him are the one who appoint them to this thing. Yeah. Exactly. I mean, they may have asked for the position, but at the end of the day, him have the power to say no, but him say yes. And look when do it, Minister Favor, till now people are take step with her in the parliament, like she a washcloth, a dirty rag. And so people are talk to her now, you know, like they're nothing. Complete embarrassment. So so getting back to this thing about the Cornwall Regional Hospital and thing, you know, I don't understand how the Minister for the Life of me can realize that, no, them guys that can't build a hospital, but I'm going to take a cook and put him in charge of project management to build a hospital. I don't understand it. Hopefully somebody can explain this to me before the night over.
Thank you,
only in Jamaica, man.
And this is very serious. You understand? As it relates to his CV. You had shown his CV and nothing in there. Chopper John being a civil engineer. Nothing like that. Right? And yet, Chopper John is the project manager for Western Regional Children and Adolescent Hospital. Can you imagine, people? Can you process this? And yet, he was, as it relates to the first document that you showed, speaking about nepotism. So I have to ask him if he really knows what nepotism means. So I'm glad Omertin define nepotism to him. Well, Jamaica, I know that you have an hour because you told me and I'm not going to preach your hour. So I wanted to just make your point, and that is one of the reasons why I leave you for last, Jamaica, because you know you can just make your point, and then of course we thank you to be a part of us. Yes, go ahead, Jamaica.
You know, I'm looking at it. I will definitely stay on a little longer for the conversation. I had a headache earlier, man.
All right.
But trust me, man. You see, it's good to be around good people having good energy. So the headache has gone. So most definitely, most definitely. But people, this should give you a headache. What you are here that a man was supposed to be cutting up chicken, and then he's in charge of fostering your youth's mind, and also he's now a contractor. It's kind of crazy, really, really crazy. And it's like, you know, the bathroom is leaking. Pastor Ricky, can you go and call the shoemaker for me? I want him to fix the leaking pipe. This is the level of craziness that is happening in Jamaica. When you look at the education system over a 9-year span, $902 billion cannot be accounted for, missing, can't find, vamoose. We don't know where there. And when you see a chef, I deal with the education, you wonder what go on, where am I cook up? What is he actually cooking?
18%
of the youths them pass 5 subjects or more. He might chop the money. I'm just asking. We're not sure away my chop. Because him not chop no chicken anymore. Money is missing. His name is Chopper John. I wonder if he might chop money, chop chicken. What is he chopping? But what we can know for a fact that there's money missing. So, Mr. Chopper John, what are you? A chef? You wash the pots? You teach kids? You are a project manager? What are you? And I'm asking the Prime Minister now. I know that we have mass migration where our expertise have left the country. You're telling me that we don't have any expert in education. We don't have any expert in construction. It is so bad. The expertise, it's so bad in Jamaica. Oh, I'm sorry. The economy is physical fit and it's the best Jamaica that we have. But I can't understand how we can't find any specialists in Jamaica. This is crazy. So the money that we're paying for taxes, the $1.3 trillion that we're paying for taxes. And no, Miss Favor tell me that she's looking for tax revenue, $1.02 billion from you and I, because when I send money come here, you know, so I fool the money eventually I go over to the government. We cannot find specialists in Jamaica. Mr. Chapajan, that money that you scream about, nepotism, we want to ask what is the follow-up from that, Miss Dana Morrison Dixon. We want to know where the money went talk about. Yeah? And for nepotism, Mr. Chapajan, I think you should look in the mirror again. Look in the mirror again. Because there are 3 different professions that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so look in the mirror. Are you a specialist when it comes on to construction? Are you a specialist when it comes on to education? Or are you a specialist when it comes on to culinary arts? If it's only culinary arts, my friend, those other 2 boxes, that is called nepotism. So put that in your pipe and smoke it. I yield for now.
Thank you.
Mistake. Well,
yes.
Something I say.
Go ahead.
You know,
go ahead.
You just mentioned something, you know, and I have to make a comment on it and add a little piece to it. This gentleman you see here, you know, Mr. McCurdy, is a very talented person. And I don't want to demean his abilities because this man here have a degree, as you mentioned, in culinary arts, right? Food preparation.
Not a degree.
Not a degree.
Certificate. 2 years to get the
master certificate.
Not
a degree.
Okay. Okay, all right, I stand corrected. Whoa, not kill me now. You're never hype him up now. You're never hype him up now. Right now, him have a master certificate. In a 1-year program, him take 2 years because he must see that work or he must see that do some other things and you know, stretch it out and things. Nothing wrong with that. Him get him certificate, him can cook good and him can keep a job. And then we come to find out say the man is a project manager. No, he must have some additional skills we want to talk about, you know. This man is a PR expert, you know. We don't know if we forget, say, upon film program, which part, Minister Morgan go say certain things about me, you know, we cause certain problems, you know.
Yeah.
And then you that encourage him or what, but me know say upon film program. And here's the last thing. This man is also in the security field, national security field. You remember him saying, no, when them talk about people who say things about the government on social media and things like that. And him, remember him come out and say, we know who they are. And we have them on our radar. We have about 6 or something like that, him said, including some overseas, him said. And we're watching them watering them plants. Remember him said that? No?
Yeah.
Him said this after the Prime Minister said, we're tracking people. Right? I don't know if the Prime Minister meant Pegasus, but you know, something like that what they did have before them take power. So that's something new, have some kind of system in attract people, and we are here all kind of things are going. But Mr. McCurdy himself come out and right after the Prime Minister. So I don't know if the Prime Minister have him like a lackey or have him like him, you know, in second. Who are on national security? Because I thought that the Minister of National Security would have come out with that thing saying we're tracking people and we know who they are or whatever. But it was Mr. McCurdy who come out and say. So keep in mind, this man is a chef, the man is a security consultant, the man is a PR guru, and the man is a project manager. And also we find out that today say him a boxer or a fighter or something like that. So you know, the man have a whole heap of skills, man. I have to big him up. Big up yourself, Mr. McCurdy.
Yeah, but